Hello.
Welcome, everybody.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning,
First
world.
official full day. Good morning. Good morning. All right.
We
So,
got people trickling in,
yeah.
opening it up.
Awesome, you guys. We are stoked for another day. Yeah, you do have to turn the chat on. It's that little button.
Get the chat going here.
Everyone. There we go. Yeah. If you are here, drop in the chat where you're from. Hey, Desi, how's it going? Hello, world.
Hello, hello.
Good morning, Washington, D.C. Okay. New Jersey, Pittsburgh, Arizona, Cleveland, Ohio, Southwest Virginia,
Canada.
Ottawa, Canada, California. Wow. You guys, this is
Redmond.
awesome.
What's up, Amy? You're not too far from us.
Hey, Amy. In Washington State, Ontario. Very cool. Oh, a couple people from Ontario. You guys will have to connect.
There you go.
Awesome, you guys. Well, we are stoked. It's going to be another amazing day at the Global Tiny House Conference here. Can't believe we had such an incredible happy hour yesterday, which was 2 jam-packed hours full of just literally such good content from the Fritz for the first hour, and then from Jamie about finding land and finding funding for your land, which that was a really cool session. I'm glad it's recorded because there's a lot of nuggets of gold. I was like, wanting to take notes but didn't have time, so definitely watching that.
If any of you guys missed those sessions, those will be available as well, so not to fret there.
Yep. Yeah, we'll make sure all the recordings are available as soon as possible, hopefully within a few days after the event. So awesome.
Absolutely. People are still trickling in here, it looks like, but we can go ahead and get started. We only got a few minutes before our first presenter takes stage in about, I guess, 25 minutes. So we'll get going here. All right, I'm gonna share my screen. Give me 1 second. Telephone and joke, Zach.
Yeah, well, where do I keep all of my dad jokes? Drop it in the chat where you think I keep all my dad jokes.
Where does he keep his dad jokes?
I stumped him. Well, I keep them in my database. Ah, there it is. It's a good, clean dad joke right there.
Dad joke about dad jokes.
The best part about that dad joke is that my young kids didn't quite get it because they don't know what a database is, but that's right.
That's right.
Okay.
Cool. You guys should be able to see our screen here. All right, just reading some of those comments on that joke.
Yeah, wow, that was a slapper. We got people.
All right. Welcome to day one of the 6th annual Global Tiny House Conference, y'all. We're pretty excited about it. Let's get right into it. So a quick background on us. If you were here yesterday, you guys probably heard this, but we're brothers. I'm Jason.
And I'm Zach.
And we spent the last, not the last, but we spent our first little dabble in the tiny house industry building custom tiny homes. We designed and built over 100 custom tiny homes here in Oregon and sent them all around the United States. And we had a great time doing that. Had a TV show with HUTV called Tiny Luxury that kind of followed the journey and really dove into the details with the clients and told their story and why they wanted to go tiny as well. So that was pretty fun. We transitioned out of that at around 2019 and started this platform, tinyhouse.com. And our goal here is to take all that learning, blood, sweat, and tears that we gathered from building those 100 custom tiny homes with our manufacturing company and be able to put that into formats where we can share that experience with all of you guys. So that's what you'll find here in this conference, not only from us, but from the dozens of other speakers that are doing the exact same thing of just working hard, swinging hammers, designing, doing all the real hands-on work of living and making possible living in tiny homes, and they're sharing all that experience with you guys. So we're pretty excited about that. And then yes, as you'll find out, throughout some of the event too, our on tinyhouse.com and Tiny House Plans, you'll just find a myriad of different resources, whether it's plan sets, different ebooks, lots of different articles, and a huge database of tiny homes to scan through, find the right builders, and all those things. So definitely tune into all those different resources that are available to you guys.
Yes, he did say database.
I did actually. We'll do a quick walkthrough of today's sessions. You can find those all online as well in the community. So I'm gonna drop the community link here just so you guys all have it. So this will have all today's sessions there ready to go. So as the time starts for that session, you'll be able to join the event. In the meantime, you can RSVP for any session in advance, which will should give you guys an email reminder of when that session is about to start. So if there's one you know later this afternoon that you got to take a break from these morning sessions, you can come back later this afternoon, just RSVP for that, and I'll send you a reminder email before it starts so you can hop right in.
And that link that Jason sent right there, that's where you'll find the Zoom link for all of these sessions. So if you ever, get kicked out or anything like that, just go back to that link right there. So I'd recommend saving it somewhere, bookmarking it, doing something with that link. That's going to be the most important link today because that's the link of all links. So
there we go. So real quick, we'll just walk through the agenda. Right after us, we got Patrick. He is doing some incredible stuff down in Latin America. You guys might have seen and heard from him on one of our webinars in the past. But he and his son are doing some awesome stuff, building eco-friendly small homes all through Latin America, Nicaragua, Panama, Belize, Costa Rica, all these cool countries. And, because they're building them down there, they're not only more affordable, but you get some really cool benefits, whether it's, being able to get citizenship in these other countries over time. You have a lot of different, potential tax benefits and just the, awesomeness of having a second home or your main home somewhere in a cool country right on the beach. And they're, a fraction of the cost of homes here in the US. So
they're able to do a lot more flexible things because the, restrictions are less down there. And so they're able to actually try out a lot of eco-friendly building techniques a lot sooner than we can up here. And yeah, to clarify, all these time zones that are shown on the screen right here, they're all inside of Pacific time zone. So just take whatever time zone you're in and convert it from Pacific time zone, which is like Portland, Oregon, Seattle, Los Angeles, and so on. So
that's right. So right after that, it's Pacific West Associates. You guys might be familiar with them, but they're, big advocates in legalizing tiny homes. They run a awesome firm that helps people, follow the codes to basically get a stamp of approval that, certifies your house as a legal tiny house or RV or, travel trailer. So they have a vast amount of knowledge in this space, in the nitty gritties of the code compliance. So Alex, he's heads up their tiny house department and he's a wealth of knowledge, and we're excited for that one for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and then we got Trish right after, and she's going to be talking about right sizing for tiny living. So she's going to be talking about like trying to help you figure out and identify what size, what's the best kind of setup for your tiny home for you personally and specifically, while also staying organized and not just, having a crazy messy tiny home and so on. And then we got Jill Canto, who's going to be talking about the top 10 DIY building tips, which I'm really excited for because she's coming at it from a whole different perspective than a lot of us are. But it's really cool because she actually has curated like the biggest database of, there it is again, of tiny house communities around the world. So, and she's revamping her website right now, which is going to make it all the more impressive and helpful. So
definitely. Then we're going into the next session with Lewis, looking at the tiny house movement from the South of the South. So they're in Latin America as well, I believe, right? They're going to be talking about what they're doing down there. They have some cool projects that they're working on, and they're building awesome tiny homes down there. So it's cool to hear from other builders, other people from around the world that are doing cool things. Oftentimes in the events past, we're like, man, these guys are doing this over in Europe or in Australia, and it's like, man, why haven't anyone done this here? We can, use that knowledge that they're sharing with the community to expand that concept in this part of the world. And it's cool to see how that trickle effect affects, the industry in a positive way. So just being able to learn from each other and share in that way is awesome.
And then we got Alexis and Christian, who are from Tiny House Expedition, the YouTube channel, and they're kind of the original travel legends with the tiny home. I think they booked over 20,000 miles towing their tiny home and whatnot. So they have a lot of experience living tiny and going tiny, and just yeah, they're super awesome and really fun people as well. So they've got their talk's going to be about, is tiny living right for you right now? Because sometimes people are just trying to cram a square peg through a round hole, trying to make tiny living happen today, whereas it might be better to kind of take the appropriate steps to get there. So
Next up at noon Pacific time, 12 o'clock Pacific time, is Richard with Compo Closet. So they've created a revolutionary composting toilet that they're going to share with the community. And he's going to be basically helping you decide if you should go with a composting toilet, and if you do, then which one to go for. And he'll be kind of diving into that. And they'll also be doing a giveaway, which we'll actually talk about that in just a few minutes. So
yeah. And then we got Erin Mersch, who's going to be talking about decluttering and organizing for tiny living. And she's got a really great, well-packaged presentation on going, I guess, organizing and decluttering. And she's like Marie Kondo certified and so on. So she's got a lot of experience there. And it's always a pretty impactful conversation there. So
cool. We'll move forward a little bit faster here. Yeah. Next up, 1:30 is JP with Minimaliste Tiny Homes. They do amazing stuff up in Canada, build some awesome, not only really well designed, but really well built with great, energy efficiency building practices as well. So tune into that.
Yep. And then we got Jeff Yeo, Big Dreams for Tiny Houses. And he's going to be giving a really cool presentation. And I'm excited to hear what he's got to say about it. So,
yep. Then we got Mark Stevens with Off Grid Tiny Home. He's with Tiny House Power. They do amazing stuff with solar and getting you set up the right way. He'll be talking about a lot of the technicalities of solar and how to know what to do and how to know what equipment to get and how to run it. So that'll be a fun one. Till with Tiny Easy, you guys have probably heard of them as well. They do some amazing stuff over in New Zealand, building some really cool tiny home software for designing your own tiny home. And now they're really focusing on it, making it for builders. So instead of using SketchUp or some of these other really complex and kind of heavy softwares, they're building a really lightweight but super intuitive and super functional software for the tiny house industry. Oop, there we go.
Yep. Then we got Matt DeCarne, which is he's over in Australia, and he's going to be talking about their ecotourism strategies and I guess different techniques that they're using over there that's going to help with affordable housing. So
cool. Then we got Jay Schaefer. He is one of the real founders of the tiny house movement. I think it was 1997 that he got started on his first tiny house. And so he's sharing his wealth of knowledge and some of the dark sides of the tiny house movement as well. But he always has a really interesting point of view that we always appreciate, and he makes you think in different ways that you haven't before. So definitely tune into that.
Yep. And then we got Nick Mosley with California Tiny House wrapping it up tonight, and he's going to be talking about the how-tos in building tiny homes, but really he covers almost everything and anything. So if you got any building questions or legality questions or anything, make sure to tune into that one and have your questions ready. So that wraps it up for today. And then tomorrow we'll go through the session as well in the morning, so that through the different talks as well in the morning, so that you guys can have a good overview of what the day holds. But the next 2 days are literally going to be just cram-packed full of so much good content. We're really excited for that. And it's definitely just gonna be a lot of nuggets of gold all day long. So be ready and prepared, and make sure that you also are ready to watch the recordings later on if you can't attend one of the sessions. So
definitely
we'll make sure that we'll make sure that the recordings are all inside of the community. So excuse me. So right where you're finding all of these Zoom links inside of the community there, we'll make sure that it's all within that community platform. So
Yep. Yeah. And just so everyone, looks like we have quite a few people have joined since we started. All these sessions will be recorded, and yet, like Zach said, we'll make those available to everyone post event. So stay tuned for that. So, but if you miss any, don't fret. You'll be able to go back and watch those, and those will be forever accessible to you guys. So, all right, we'll keep.
Also, real quick, because people are chatting about the time, I'd recommend there's a website called World Time Buddy, and you can like put two different time zones right next to each other.
Just spilled my tea.
Oh no,
that's all right.
You can put two time zones right next to each other, and then you can tell what's going on. It's easy to just see like, all right, this time is that time right there. So recommend.
Oh yeah, Joe, you got it in there for us. Thank you. Cool. Nice. Cool.
Want me to grab a rag?
No, that's okay.
Yeah, and then we got speed networking after that. Last night, it sounded like it went pretty well. I didn't actually get to join because if you were there last night, my computer crashed literally right at the end of our final wrap-up session. And so I was trying to debug my computer and get it working again. And
it sounds like people had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Ended up being into like a bigger, basic kind of breakout room with a bunch of people, just kind of be able to connect and talk tiny homes and whatnot. So,
yep.
All right, we'll run through the giveaways real quick because we'll be talking about these more later. But Compo Closet will be giving away 2 of their Cuddy units. These are valued at and on for retail at $750 a pop. So they'll be handling the shipping as well to anywhere in the U.S., Canada, UK, and EU. So definitely tune in for that. And we'll be announcing these giveaways on the last session on Friday evening Pacific time. That is. And then we got a Wee-Casa giveaway, 5-night stay at a Wee-Casa resort. You'll have your choice to choose between the 2 different locations, and that'll be pretty awesome. Like we've always said, if you're thinking about going tiny, one of the best ways to just get started is going and staying in a tiny house somewhere. So this will give someone a really cool opportunity to do that. And let's see, Annie, yeah, so yep, there was an issue with the tech that it was asking some people for a passcode, and we believe we solved that yesterday. So, or last night after the event, once we realized that was happening. So, that was specific to the networking event. So you shouldn't have that issue anymore.
And then we'll also make sure that if there is a passcode or whatever, that it's posted right inside of the community group there where you get the link. So should hopefully alleviate those issues. But sorry for that. Like I said, it was a fresh tech that we're trying to just use something new that allows people to kind of communicate and interact a little bit more intimately and so on. So thanks for your patience working with us there.
Cool. We'll just keep moving along. This is how you can enter to the giveaway. Scan that code there, but no fret if you can't scan it. Say you're viewing on your phone right now. No problem. We have also sent out an email, and if you haven't got this, we'll send out another one. And this will help get you entered here. So if you search your inbox for how to join conference giveaway, you should be able to pop that up. But we'll also be sending that as well. Real quick, we're going to run through our sponsors since we're running out of time here. Like we mentioned yesterday, these events do come at substantial cost to run, and so we're very thankful for our sponsors of the event that make it possible, and support our platform and support the tiny house community. So we want to give them some love as we go through this weekend. But the first up is Podex Go. They're doing some amazing stuff with foldable tiny homes that are very travelable as well. And so they can take them, you can take them anywhere, and within a couple hours fold out a home that's, I think, 20 foot wide, and pretty big for an actual tiny house. And they're pretty, high tech and pretty interesting concept. So definitely check into them. Sheds, Window, and More. They're a supplier that has been in the tiny house industry for a long time. They have some, a good wealth of knowledge on, the right materials to use in your tiny house. So thanks to them for sponsoring this event as well. And we'll be, just so you guys know, we'll be dropping the links to all of the sponsors inside of some email recaps as well. So you'll have all that those resources, and as well as inside the tiny house community.
Yeah, then we have Tiny Home Power, who is kind of powered through Victron Energy, but Tiny Home Power, they've been in the game for a long time, specifically helping people with tiny homes go off grid with their power usage and consumption there. So they're literally experts. When we were building our custom tiny homes, we were trying to build some of our own, kind of put together our own tiny house solar packages and whatnot. But we learned quickly that it's such an area of expertise, and if you don't do it just right, not only can you have problems, but it also causes more maintenance and stuff down the road as well. So
definitely. Compo Closet, we touched on them earlier with the giveaway, but they're one of the sponsors of this event as well. So a huge shout out of thanks to them. Make sure to tune into their session later today.
Then we have Theodore Vanities, and they do a lot of different really cool made to order vanities that are actually like high quality and not just like cheap, cheap vanities, I guess. And they are doing a great job of designing them in the first place where they look really good, and then their prices aren't crazy, so it's actually a pretty affordable, and you can get a lot of different sizes, ones that fit pretty well inside tiny homes as well. So,
and then we got Precision Temp. They do on-demand hot water heaters, and they do an amazing job. They're built in the US, and they have amazing customer support. They stand by their product, and like we've shared, we'll probably share again in one of the other sessions, but we've had some crazy experiences when we were building tiny homes with water heaters, and ended up with Precision Temp in the long run because they just do a great job and they stand by their product. And so if you're looking for a tankless water heater, definitely check them out.
Yep.
Then we got Trailer Made custom trailers and tiny house experts. So Trailer Made, you guys have probably heard of them if you've looked into any sort of trailers for your tiny house. They do some of the best tiny house trailers out there. We've used them on our trailers, on our tiny houses, that is, and they just do a really good job. Like, you feel really secure and just comfortable with their trailers. Like, that your tiny house is built on a strong foundation when you use Trailer Made. And so they've been in the industry probably longer than most people have. And so definitely be checking them out. And they are starting up their new platform called Tiny House Experts, which is going to be basically bringing a myriad of different resources from their knowledge gained throughout the years. I think it's been 12 years since they started, I think. But they have a cool YouTube channel. They're going to have this. They're working on their platform that's going to have a ton of resources, and now beyond just tiny house trailer frames, chassis, they're doing kits, so shells, and that's actually really taken off. People are really finding those super valuable, that they'll not only build the trailer frame, but they'll build the entire exterior shell for you out of steel framing, so it's lighter, stronger, and really has a lot of other benefits, which actually Damon, the founder, is going to be discussing on Friday afternoon as well. So definitely tune into that. Cool. Real quick, we got 4 minutes before we wrap up. Real quick, like we said, all these sessions are recorded and will be available to you guys after the event, so don't fret if you miss one. And if you haven't yet, make sure to tune in to the tiny house community. This is a place where literally everything happens year round, where we kind of cram all this into one 2 or 3 day here. The tiny house community is where it happens day in and day out throughout the year. So, experts and community members are all in this community, chatting and talking, discussing, all the different various topics. So it's a great place to connect and kind of keep this magic going that we start every year for just a few days, keep it going throughout the year. So definitely tune into that.
And with the all access membership that you'll get if you become an actual paid member there, you get access to all of our events, so access to this event and so on. So if you bought a ticket but you're looking to upgrade to the membership there, reach out to us and tell us, like, hey, I just bought my membership, could you please refund my ticket? And we will 100% refund your $25 ticket price, because the ticket's included in the membership. So if you do that, just let us know and we'll refund your ticket there. So
yep, exactly. And let's see real quick. I just dropped a couple links in there for you guys. That's that one tinyhouse.com membership. That is so you can learn about that. And if you're going to purchase the membership, make sure to do it on this page, the event page. That'll get you, basically a massive like 70% discount right now while we're running this event. So it basically comes down to only $15 a month. So it's pretty awesome deal. And that gives you all the courses, workshops, live events, and some pretty vast library of different ebooks and mini courses and things like that. So cool. And we're not going to watch that right now because we're out of time. All right, you guys. Well, we got 2 minutes. Up next, like we mentioned, is Patrick with Eco Village Life, Eco Villages. So they're doing the amazing stuff down in Latin America, creating all these amazing tiny house communities, small home communities that are not only eco-friendly, they utilize a lot of cool technology, and they're in amazing places. A lot of them are near the beach or on the beach. Some of them are even over the water. So they're doing some amazing stuff. Definitely want to tune in to see what they're up to. And he just shares a lot about the freedom that going tiny can afford you and gives you. So it's a really cool idea and concept that they're working on. But it's not even just a concept, they're literally doing it. Some of the houses are, a lot of their communities are already built, and so they're walking the talk. So we appreciate you all being here, you guys. We're excited about what's to come, and we're around. So if you guys have any questions, just give us a shout.
Yep, absolutely. Thanks so much, everybody. And if you do have any tech questions or anything, I saw somebody asking earlier, you can email us at support@tinyhouse.com. And then you can tune into the sessions all day. We'll be around just watching and here for anything and everything. So looking forward to it. Thanks so much, everybody. Take care.
See y'all.
I think Rand might have already dropped it in. Thanks so much, you guys.
See ya.
See ya. Bye-bye.